The movie starts with a teacher asking her students about their parents' jobs. A boy named Max says, "My dad is a liar," but the teacher realizes he meant to say lawyer. In the next scene, we see Max excitedly waiting for his dad to come home. He hears a car honk. It's Jim Carrey's character, his father, and they're both super happy to see each other. It's clear Max loves spending time with him. Shortly after, another car arrives. A man named Jerry shows up. He's Max's mom's new boyfriend. We find out that Max's mom is divorced from Jim. Jerry seems like a nice guy who genuinely cares about Max and his mom. In the following scene, Jim takes Max to his office. On the way, a beggar asks Jim if he has any change, but Jim says no. When they arrive, Jim compliments the front desk receptionist, even though she has a pretty strange hairstyle. He also compliments a heavier guy in the office. Basically, Jim seems to praise everyone he sees. Then we see that Jim completely forgot that Max's birthday is tomorrow, but luckily his assistant remembered and already got a birthday gift ready for Max. Jim is extremely busy with work, so much so that he even ignores a call from his own mother. His boss keeps piling more and more work on him, and Max notices this, looking visibly disappointed. Meanwhile, Max's mom and Jerry are having dinner together. Jerry surprises her by proposing. He tells her he wants to move to another state and take her and Max with him to start a new life together. In the next scene, Max visits Jim, who gives him a birthday gift. But right after that, Jim goes straight back to work. The moment feels rushed. The next morning, it's time for Max to return to his mom's place. In the next scene, a woman comes to Jim's office to meet with him and his boss. She's in the middle of a divorce and wants to know how much money she can get from her husband in the settlement. Jim and his boss are ready to help her with the case. Jim gets caught up with his colleague again. He chooses to spend time with her instead of going to Max's birthday party. He makes up an excuse to skip it, and Max is heartbroken. He was really hoping his dad would show up this time. At the party, when it's time to blow out the candles, Max makes a special wish, that for just one day his dad wouldn't be able to tell a lie. The next morning, Jim steps into an elevator with a beautiful woman, and without thinking, he blurts out an extremely inappropriate comment about her body. It's awkward and shocking even to him. That's when we realize the wish worked. Jim literally can't lie anymore. He starts blurting out the raw truth whether he wants to or not. When a homeless man asks him for spare change, Jim blurts out the truth: he does have change. He just doesn't want to give it. Brutal honesty, no filter. Then at court, things get worse. Jim tries to defend his client in a divorce case, but he can't do it. He knows she's lying and in the wrong, and no matter how hard he tries, he physically can't tell a lie to help her win. It completely throws him off, and the case starts falling apart. While in court, things take an even more awkward turn. Jim accidentally reveals details about his romantic night with his colleague right there in front of everyone. It's totally inappropriate, but he just can't stop the truth from spilling out. Desperate to buy time, he tries to get the case delayed and even admits out loud, "I can't lie." But that only makes things worse. He ends up completely ruining the case, admitting that it's already settled and that his client doesn't deserve to win. Back at the office, the honesty streak continues. Jim brutally insults the receptionist with the odd hairstyle and calls the heavier guy in the office a cholesterol problem. Everyone is shocked, and Jim's starting to freak out. Trying to find a loophole, he sits down and attempts to write a lie instead of saying it, but even that doesn't work. His hand refuses to do it, and he ends up wrestling with himself in hilarious frustration. Later, Jim tries to avoid a call from his mom like he usually does, but this time he can't lie, so he admits he does have time to talk. He ends up calling Max's mom instead, and for once he's completely honest with her. He tells her he truly wants to see Max but can't because he's stuck with this case. He even confesses about what happened the night before with his colleague. Meanwhile, Max opens up to his mom and tells her about the wish he made, that his dad couldn't lie for a whole day. She starts to realize there might actually be something to it. Later, she talks to Jim and lets him know that she and Jerry are planning to move away and get married. It's clear she's trying to move on, and Jim might be running out of time to fix things. On his way out, Jim gets pulled over by a cop, and since he still can't lie, he ends up confessing to every traffic violation he's ever committed. Speeding, running red lights, everything. Needless to say, it doesn't go well. Later, Jim's ex calls and tells him how sad Max has been. Jim promises her that he'll come see Max that night. That's when she finally tells him what Max wished for, that his dad couldn't tell a lie for one whole day. Jim, realizing the wish is real, rushes to Max's school and begs him to take the wish back. But Max says wishes don't work that way. It looks like Jim's stuck telling the truth until the 24 hours are up. Back at the office, Jim comes clean to his assistant, spilling out every lie he's ever told her. It's a brutal honesty session, and she's not having it. She storms out, leaving him alone with the mess he's made. The next day, the big case continues. But things don't start well. Jim's client is exposed for having multiple affairs during her marriage, and the opposing lawyer brings in strong evidence. Jim is struggling because he still can't lie, and everything seems stacked against them. Desperate, Jim takes a bathroom break where he literally beats himself up trying to find a way out of the situation. But it's no use. He still can't tell a single lie. Back in court, he changes his strategy. He questions the woman's boyfriend, confirming they had a romantic relationship during her marriage, which proves she was unfaithful. At first, it seems like Jim is tanking his own case, but then he finds a clever loophole. He realizes that his client was only 17 when she got married, which makes the prenuptial agreement legally invalid. That means, despite everything, she's entitled to half of her husband's property. Without telling a single lie, Jim wins the case. After winning the case, things take another turn. Jim ends up getting arrested for contempt of court. He just couldn't hold back his wild honesty in the courtroom. Luckily, his assistant bails him out. On his way to see Max, Jim gives all his remaining money to the homeless man from earlier, finally doing the right thing. No lies attached. Meanwhile, Max's mom and Jerry are at the airport getting ready to move away to Boston. Jim races to the airport to stop them. The plane is already moving down the runway, so in a totally over-the-top move, Jim steals a stair truck and drives it onto the runway to stop the plane. It works. They stop the plane. Max and his mom decide not to leave. The next day, the 24-hour spell is finally broken. Jim can lie again, but this time he chooses to tell the truth. He tells Max and his mom how much he loves them and how sorry he is for everything. 1 year later, we see a happy ending. Max, Jim, and his mom are together again as a family, celebrating Max's birthday, full of love and laughter. This recap took a lot of love and effort. If you enjoyed it, please support the channel by hitting that subscribe button.